G'day all, welcome back again to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Combat Volume 2 from Compass Games, and we're playing the second scenario, which is Scenario 12 Overrun, and things are starting to get complicated. Righto, so first up, the initiative, we have Panzer B, Charlie, Panzer A, yellow, Baker, red, blue, white, Able. And things are looking crook. Okay, so what I've done with Charlie over here is I've given this guy an aim fire. So in case this guy came out, and it looks like he's going to, so that will give us something there. We have an aim fire here still. I've given the corporal a plan order and the medic a sneak order, just so he can move around a bit without doing much. Now, with the gun, the machine gun, I've given an evade order to. I wanted to try and get them out of there. This guy's still evading, and I've got the Bazooka team for Baker as well, hiding. Because I didn't think any of the tanks would make it down around this area before they got a shot, so there was no sense in trying to do that. I've also got the sergeant planning. I've got this guy in an aim fire in case any of these blokes came out, and this guy is sneaking away because this tank was right here, like that. So I didn't want him to get clobbered too hard. There are no more German reinforcements till next turn. This tank has got its road movement slow. This tank is not going anywhere. It's got his driver got a halt and spot order, so that's going to be interesting straight up. And the others are all ready to go. I've put out the extra smoke and stuff like that, so we're good to go. So let's get into it. So first is Panzer B. So Panzer B is not going anywhere, but he has spotting on all the way up here at them. So the commander has Panzer B direct fire, which is a pain in the bum. So Panzer B, because it's not moving, can only turn its turret one. So it goes from here to here. So the commander is directing fire. The the gunner has aimed fire. Let me mark these so I know what I'm doing. Okay, driver's not doing anything because he's just spotting. The loader's not doing anything, he's just spotting because the main gun is loaded. We're directing fire by the commander. We have machine gun aimed fire for the gunner, but we have machine gun rapid fire for the co-driver. Okay, so he can not shoot because he can only shoot out this way. So he's not going to do anything. Because the tank doesn't have a move order, I don't believe that it can rotate on the spot because it's got a stop order. A halt order. So it's halted Let me just check that to be sure. Okay, forget about that. No. The vehicle can turn like that. So there's no need for the turret movement. Okay. So the co-driver has rapid fire. And because the commander is directing fire, they have +1 anyway. Okay, so let's look at Tanky. For the MG34, we're at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a +1. So we're at +2 now. -1 for snow is +1. And we are hide in trees, which is -3, so it's a -2. And rapid fire, let's get this right, is a -3 to the TQ. So, okay. So we have +1, +2, -1 for snow is +1, -3 for hiding in sneak, isn't it? No, it's not. It's evade in trees. So that takes us down to 0. So it's -3 to the TQ for rapid fire. And the machine gun will go low, no ammo on a single 9. Okay, so he is a 5, +1 for being bold is 6. -3 is 3. Okay, so he goes a 0, 3 to shoot into here. Dun, 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 with his machine gun. He gets an 8, so no go. Now, how many is that firing? Rate of fire is 3. Okay. So that's the first. The second is a 6. A 2 is a hit. Okay. So we have to work out who it hits first. So 0 to 4 will be the gunner, and 5 to 9 will be the loader. So it's the gunner who takes a bad wound. Now, okay, so the gunner takes a bad wound. So we'll put that on him. And then he does his TQ for his wound. So he is, sorry, wrong way around. Bad wound, not bandaged wound. He is a 5 -3, so 0, 2. Oh, he gets a 2, so he goes down 1 level. And he goes to cautious. Okay. Oops, sorry. Evade. That's why I wanted to get them out of there. Okay. Okay, so that's Panzer B is done. And then we go on to Charlie. Okay, so we have an aim fire. We have an aimed fire. We have a plan. We have a sneak. And we have the evade for these gentlemen here. And they're going to evade. B is shooting at them. We're going to evade. If we evade back to here, you can still see them. So we've got to evade back to here, like that, with the two of them. Okay, so that's Charlie done, and we go on to Panzer A. Now, Panzer A, we've got the commander firing the smoke discharges, so that doesn't happen until the third impulse. We have the gunner spotting. Okay, so this bloke is going to be doing road movement anyway, so he goes to there. So the gunner can try and spot. We have aim fire for the co-driver, so he's not doing anything at the moment, so he will try and spot. We have the loader loading HE, so he can't do anything at the moment. Okay, so we've got to do movement first, I believe. So our movement is 1. And we go into this smoky crater here. Okay, so all these people can see here. We already have the commander spotting, and that's good. So we have... okay. The gunner will spot. So he gets a +1 to his spotting because he has a spot order. Righto, let's work this out. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a +1. We have -1 for the snow and stuff, so we're even. We then have -4 for the smoke that is in. So we're at -4. Where are we? And he's a 5, so a 0, 1 to spot. And he does not. And then the co-driver can try and spot. So again, he's at -4, -5, +1. No, he doesn't get the +1. So he needs a 0. And gets a 6. So no, he does not spot either. So that's Panzer A done. We go on to yellow. And we have, over this way, right down the bottom we have an evade 5, 6. So he comes down here like that. So he can try and spot now. So he's at a range of 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. Which is a +1. We have the -1 for the snow. So he's at 0. And he is a 5. And we are aim fire in trees, which is a -2. So he's a 0, 3. And gets a 1 and spots us. Okay, we are spotted. Righto. Next yellow is a run and gun 6, 5. So he runs into the smoke there. The grass isn't going to do anything to him. We have an evade 5, 6. So he's going to come down here. And I don't think he can spot anybody. No. No. Okay. We have another evade 5, 6 here. So he'll come down here into this smoke And no, he can't spot anybody either. So that's yellow done, and we go on to Baker. And Bakers are both over here. We have a hide and we have an evade. I'm going to evade him back up into there. Then we have red. We have a sneak, not doing anything. And the other bloke up here is hiding for some reason. Which brings us to blue. And we have an aimed fire, but he can't see anyone. We have an aimed fire, but he can't see anyone. We have an evade 6 here. Sorry, a run and gun 6 here. So he's going to run up into these trees. And we just need to do a check on him. So he is a 5 or less and passes, so he maintains his command. And then we have an evade 6 here. Oops, sorry. Hard to pick up sometimes. Okay, evade 6 there, up into the smoke there. And he can't see anybody either, which leaves the 2 up top, where we have an evade 5 down to here. He can't see him, he can't see him, can't see him. Can't see, no. And we have an slow suppressive fire up there, which leaves us with white. So we have an evade 5 out of the smoke into the logs. You can't see there, can't see any of those, can't see that way, can't see down this way. So he's done. And this guy's got a run and gun 5. He actually came up with a run and gun 6, and I decided to change it to a 5 to keep him in play, because again he would have run away, and I just don't see why he would run away at the moment. I think it's a little bit early for that, so we'll go there. So that's all of them done, which leaves us with Abel. Sorry, can he see? No, he can't see him. And he can't see him, righto. So Abel, we have the sergeant planning. We have an aimed fire waiting for these blokes. And we have this little fella here sneaking, so he's not doing anything at the moment either. And that's the end of Impulse 1. Right, Impulse 2, Panzer B. Okay. We still have the commander directing fire. We have the loader spotting. I don't think there's anybody else he can spot. No. No. Okay, so forget about him. We have the driver spotting. There's nothing to spot. We have the gunner using aimed machine gun fire. Okay. So again, looking at the tanky, aimed machine gun fire at 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. Doot. Can't see anymore. Forget about that. And we have rapid machine gun fire for the co-driver. Again, he can't see anyone, so that is that. So Panzer B is done. Whew. Okay, Charlie. Let's start down the bottom here. So what we can't do is shoot at him because we haven't spotted him yet. So we're going to try and spot him. So we have a 1, 2, 3 for a +1. And he is evading in trees, which is a -1. So that's 0. So we're at -1 due to the snow. So it's 3 or less to spot. Oh, we did it. So we're going to give him nothing because he didn't hit him. He just spotted him. So let's see what we've got here. In fact, we should have done that when this guy was spotted. Yeah, he is a real soldier. The Schroeder. Okay. So Schroeder is spotted. So at least we can have a go at him on the 4th impulse, which is good. Okay, we have an aimed... Second impulse, go away. We have an aimed fire, but we have nobody to shoot. We have a plan. We have a sneak, and we're just going to sneak down to here, like that. And we have the evade order up here. And we are going to evade up into here out of everybody's sight. Thank God for that. Okay. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. He was hit, so he has to duck back. Sugar. Okay, so let's just keep them both. He was hit here. Let's go back there. Hang on a tick. So he was a duck back. So we need to look at Panzer B again, sorry, before we do Panzer A. We've done Charlie, so that's fine. So Panzer B is before Charlie can hide. Okay, so let me just see, he was shooting here. Okay. So the first one we've got is the aimed machine gun fire. So let's actually do this. So we have aimed machine gun fire from the gunner at 1, 2, 3, 4. For the MG34, that's a +1. We have the commander directing fire, which is +2. The gunner is a 5, so we're up to 7. We are -1 for the snow, takes us down to 6. And we are duck back in trees, which is a -2, so we're at 4 or less. Okay, 4 or less. 3 bursts. First is a 7. Second is a 1. And it is going to hit the gunner again. Okay. It's a light wound. Now, the gunner is a 5, so that leaves him still in play. But he needs to do his morale now. So he is 4. -4, -6. He needs a 0 to start with. and he doesn't get it. So he is now routing. Okay, so let's take that off there. He goes from shaken to rout. Righto. And we still have one burst left, I believe, which is a hit, and hits the loader. And the loader gets hit with a close call, and what I've been forgetting to do with that is a morale check. So his morale is 4. He fails, so he goes down to cautious. Okay, so he is cautious. He is duck back. He is duck back, rout. They are spotted. Okay, so that brings that up. But now we have the co-driver having a shot. And again, so he is a -3. Okay, so let's go again. So we are +1 for range. We are a 5 +1 for being bold is 6, so that's 7. So we're at 7. -1 for snow is 6. -3 for rapid fire is 3. And -2 for the duck back is a 0-1. Oops, sorry. First is a 4. Second is a 5. Third burst is a 4. And that's it. Okay, so I've brought that back up to speed. That's done. Charlie's done. We're on to Panzer A now. So again, the first thing it does is moves 1. So it goes along the road and turns like that. Okay, so driver is done. The gunner, the loader is trying to load, so he needs to pass a TQ to load this turn, or this impulse. He's a 4 +1 for being bold is 5. 5 or less, and he'll load the big bang stick. Sorry. No, not this time. We have spot for the gunner. So we'll do that. So he's at a 1, 2, 3 for spotting, which is a +1. He has a spotting order, which is +2. And we have a duck back in trees is a -2, so he's just straight up for a 6 or less to spot. And he does not. And then we have the co-driver who has machine gun aimed, but he hasn't spotted him yet. So he's going to go for a spot, and he's going to be... He doesn't have a spotting order. So he is a 4 -3 is a 0-1 and does not spot. And the commander is doing smoke discharge on the next impulse. So that is Panzer A done, I believe. So we're going to yellows. So we have this guy here evading 5, 6, so he evades up to here this time. We have a run and gun 6, 5, so he just comes down further into the long grass. And he can't see him. And he can't see anything else. Nope. We have an evade 5, 6. So he's going to go up there. And an evade 5, 6. So that is going in tandem. There's logs in front of him. So he can't see because of the trees, and he can't see because of the trees. Nothing, nothing. No, no, no. Okay. And that's yellow done. And we go on to Baker. So we have Bazooka team hiding. This guy evading. Where do I want to go? Back down here, I think. Red. We have a sneak 6 up to here. Sneak 6, 5. He can't see anybody. And we have hide. Nothing happening there. Blues. We have an aim fire, but he can't do anything. Can't see anybody. We have an aim fire. He can't see anybody or do anything. We have an evade 6, 5. So he's going to go down into this smoke as well. And he can't see anyone. We have a run and gun 6. So he comes over to here. Because he didn't have a target. And he can't see anyone. We have an evade 5, 6. So he comes out here now and can see him. So we have a range of 3, which is a +1. We have aimed fire, we have snow, which takes it to 0. He is a 5, and we are aimed fire in trees, which is a -2, so it's a 0 through 3 to spot. He gets a 7, no go. And then we have slow suppression there with no target. And that is that. And we go to whites. We have an evade 5 down into the trees here. He still has no visibility on anybody. And we have the run and gun 5. And he comes down further into the trees here. And has a look, but can't. Ooh, it's close. From that stupid angle anyway. No, can't see him. Okay, that's white done, and we go on to Able, and we are planning. We are sneaking. So I'm going to sneak to here, and I'm going to try and spot him before we shoot. So we have a range of 3, which is a +1. -1 for snow is 0. We are a 5, and he is evade in trees, which is a -1, so it's a 0 through 4. Sorry, can't see. This is what I'm talking about here, spotting this guy. And he misses. Doesn't spot him, which leaves our last guy here to try and spot him, which is going to be a 0-3. And he does spot him. Okay. Ah, it's a dummy. Righto. So we have our first dummy, so those two can come off. Right, bolt goes away. Evade 6-5, go away. Or 5-6, whatever. And that is Impulse 2. So we go to Impulse 3 and we have Panzer B, who's a pain in the bum. Look at that. Ah! Okay, Panzer B. Let's go for the driver first. Okay. Now, can the driver see anybody else? At the moment, no. Okay. He has a spotting order. The loader has a spotting order. He's not going to be able to see anything either. The gunner has a aimed machine gun, so he can't do anything. The commander is directing fire, so we get a +1 to fire with the co-driver. Okay, so we have a +1 for the commander, a -1 for the snow. We have a +1 for range, and a -3 for rapid fire. So that's a -2, so 4 or less. And then we are duck back in trees. Okay, duck back in trees is a -2. So +1 is 7 all told. -3, -4, -6, 0, 1. And gets a 4 for the first, a 1 for the second. Okay, again, 0, 4 for the gunner, and the rest for the loader. We're going for the gunner, and the gunner gets a close call. There's no sense in doing a morale check for him because he's already routed, so that's good. Was that 2 or 3? Shit. I can't remember. Sugar, 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 sugar. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look and see what happened. Righto, so it was only 2, so we have 1 more. So 0, 1. We get a 7, and no, that's it. So Panzer B is finished. Okay, Charlie, we end up with our hide now. Like that. And then we can come down here. We have a sneak on the 3rd, nothing happens. We have a plan on the 3rd, nothing happens. We have an aimed fire who can't see anybody. And we have an aim fire where we can shoot at this little fella. Okay. So we are at a range of 2 with a rifle, which is a +1. We are a 4, so that's 5 all told. We have -1 for the snow, so we're back to 4. And he is evade in the open, which is a +1. So we're at 0, 5. Except it's the 3rd and I can't shoot because I'm a dickhead. Okay. Forget about that. And we'll get back to it. Okay, Panzer A. Dun, dun, Da. Okay, so the first thing that happens with Panzer A is the driver drives, and he drives to a 1 and a 2 to there. Now, he can do his rotate like that to bring everybody in line because he hasn't done one. So he's done. The loader will try and load, so he needs a 5 or less. And he does it. So the main gun is loaded again. So they're both loaded again. Okay. The co-driver is machine gun aimed, so can't do anything. The gunner can try and spot, so he's at a range 1, which is +2, and he is a 6, so that's 8. Minus hide in trees is -3, so that's 5. -1 for snow is 4, so 0, 4 to spot. Oops, shit. Sorry. And he does spot. And, sorry, the co-driver can try and spot as well. And he's going to be a 0, 3. And he spots as well. Okay, well, everybody spotted in on that poor little machine gun team, that's for sure. And then the commander fires off his smoke discharges. So we put a smoke marker in his hex. No, not in his hex. In adjacent hex. Closest to the biggest threat. Commander fires the smoke discharges on the outside of the turret. On impulse 3, place a smoke marker in a hex adjacent to the enemy vehicle. Okay. Well, it's got to go there because this is the biggest trouble. So he's actually helped them rather than hindered them. So that is tank A done. Okay. Baker. We are hiding. And we'll change our evade to a duck back. We probably could have done that last time, doesn't matter. We'll just do that. He's done. And we go on to reds. And we have a sneak, so he does nothing. And we have a hide, and he does nothing. Which brings us to blue. And we have an aim fire doing nothing. An aimed fire doing nothing. An evade 6-5, so he's going to come up this way. Excuse me. Like that. We have a run and gun 6. He comes up onto the hill. Now, I don't think he can see anything either. He can't see anything down here because the trees, the trees, the trees, the rocks and trees, the trees, the trees, the trees are calling. And we have one more, which is a slow suppression up here, so nothing happening there. On to white. Oh, he's done his evade. Whoops, no he didn't. Yes, he did. Onto white, we have an evade 5 down to here. Still can't see anything. We have a run and gun 5 into here. So the first thing we need to do is see if he continues on a run and gun. He is a 5 or less, and he does. So then he can try and spot this guy. So it's a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a 0 modifier. At the moment, he is a 5. And we are aim fire in trees, which is a -2, so it's a 0 through 3. -1 for snow, 0 through 2. Yeah. Gets a 2. Okay. So let's check him first. Yep, he's a real boy. So our little man here has been spotted. Okay. So that is everyone? Or did I miss yellow out for some reason? So he was evade 5. 6. So he evaded up to there now. So he's now out of sight. He's a run and gun 6, 5. So he comes down there. He's already spotted. He can't see him. He was an evade 5, 6. So he comes down there. I don't know how I missed yellow, but I did. Sorry. And he comes down there as well. And that should be everybody. Okay, so white's done, which only leaves these guys. So we have a plan. We have a sneak, so he's not doing anything. And we have an aimed fire, but he hasn't spotted anybody. So he needs to try and spot this guy here. So again, we have a 0 modifier for range. We are a 4. -1 for snow is 3. And he is an aim fire in there, which is a -2. So therefore we are 0, 1 to spot. And we do not. So we are going to be in buckets of poo with that as well. Okay. And we go on to the last. This one's dragging out again, I'm sorry. Panzer B. Okay. So, Panzer B, we have a spot for the driver. But he has nobody else to spot. We have a spot for the loader. He has nothing to see. We have a direct fire for the commander. The gunner is aimed fire, so he is going to fire. Okay, so he is a 4 + 1 is 5, +1 for the directed fire is 6. He is 6, -1 for smoke, -3 more for hide in trees is -4. So he is a 0, 2 to hit. 3 bursts. 1, he hits. Okay, so we've got 2 more bursts to go. Same as usual, he is going for the gunner. And gets another close call. Thank God. Again, he's already routing, so no go. Second is a miss. Third is another hit. Okay. So is this the gunner or no? This is a 5, so this is on the loader close call. Okay, so we need to do a loader close call, and he was cautious, I think. So he is a 3 or less, and he fails. So he goes down from cautious to shaken. Ah! That's okay, I'll tidy it up later. Okay, so that is not finished, because now we have the co-driver, who is a 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 for the fire is 7, minus 1 for snow is 6, minus 3 for rapid fire is 3, and minus 3 for trees hiding is 0 to hit. 3 bursts. First is 2. Second is an 8. Third is a 6. No go. So that is... Why was I doing Panzer A? It's Panzer B. Ugh. It was the same thing. Doesn't matter. That's Panzer B finished. Right. Then we do Charlie. Okay. So we have our aimed fire down here, but he can't see anybody anymore. We have an aim fire here, but he can't see anybody. A plan, a sneak. We're just going to sneak back here, like that. So I just sort of left him there, I know. And we have these little fellas here who are hiding, who can't do anything. And that's all of Charlie. And we go on to Panzer A, who the first thing they're going to do is move. So they are moving 2 again. So they turn back around where they were and go 1, 2. Now, he can't turn his turret around to shoot that back that way. So they are no longer targeted by them. So, gunner, commander, co-driver. Okay. Now, can he see anybody else? Now, we had a smoke on there, and now we have to put a fading smoke on here. I didn't allow for the smoke in there either, did I? Ah, so they wouldn't have got hit. Would they? Would they? Would they? Would they? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. So we've still got them there, but we've got a fading smoke there now as well. Okay. We are into the last impulse. So the loader was loading, so nothing's going to happen there. We can't see anybody else. No. So there's no machine gun fire, there's no spotting, and the smoke discharge is all done. So that is him done. Right. Next. Yellow. We have a run and gun 6-5. So he runs down here. because he can't see anybody. And he's not doing anything. We have an evade 5-6. So he evades up to here and he can't see anybody or do anything. We have an evade 5-6. So he comes up here, still can't see over there. Evade 5-6. I don't think he can see through there either, no. So yellow is done. Then we have Baker. Our duck back becomes a hide. And our hide becomes a hide. And we go on to red. And we have a sneak 6-5. So he is going to sneak down in here. And we have a hide who does nothing. Blue. We have an aim fire with no target. We have an aimed fire with no target. We have an evade 6-5. He comes down here, nothing to see. We have a run and gun 6, so he runs into the trees. I'm not going to worry about checking that, it's the last impulse. And we have a slow suppressive fire there, which leaves white. We have an evade 5, comes down to here. Now, he can't see him because he has a sneak order, and he can't see him because of trees and trees. And trees, and trees. Okay, which leaves this little fella up the top. So he can now shoot at him. Okay. So as he stands at the moment, he's a run and gun. He is a 5 for being bold. -2 for run and gun is 3. -1 for snow is 2. And we are aim fire in trees, which is 0. 0 to hit. And he gets a 6. No go. So he's fired. He is spotted. And that's Fuchs with his run and gun. Like that. Excuse me. Which leaves Abel. So we have this little fella planning. We have a sneak order. So I think I'm going to sneak into here. Again, I would duck back, but there's no sense. And then I have this guy who can shoot at him. Okay, so again, we have a rifle at range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a 0 modifier. We are a 4, -1 for snow, and he is a run and gun in trees, which is a 0. So we are a 4 -1 is a 3. Or 3 or less to hit. A 7. And he does not hit. And that is that. Okay, we have nobody medicing. We have 2 people planning. So we'll do the corporal first. He is a 7 or less. And he fails miserably. And the sergeant, a 6 or less. And he gets it. So that's 3 cards for him. Which actually brings us up to 6 cards, which is absolutely wonderful if we can use any of them. A lot of them are absolute sugar. Okay, so that is the end of that. It's just the smoke to do. This will be the last smoke. Oh no, it's 4. So they've got 4 on them. So these ones now go down to fading smoke, I believe. These two become fading smoke, which is just smoke because it's two halves. Okay, so I've got to put it like that so I remove them. This fading smoke comes off, and this one becomes fading smoke. Like that. Fading smoke, and right over on the other side, fading smoke. And I think that's that. Righto, so at the moment, our machine gun team is in a world of hurt. I'm going to have to pull my medic out, get over there and try and do something with them and try and rally them. But I can't until I pull them back. Simple as that. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. We've got the medic up the top who is spotted, and we have this guy down here who was spotted. We've found one dummy at the moment, but that's it. We've spotted this guy and the white guy up top. That's that. Tankies. This guy will probably pick up speed this time and come racing down. I've got to try and take a bet on how far he's going to come down, so I'll have a look and decide what I'm going to do with these guys. Because he won't be able to shoot, I don't believe, until the 3rd. If he gets a shot off. Fire AT. Road. Where are you? Fire light AT. Oh, okay, so he can try and fire from the 2nd impulse on. And he will fire at the 4th impulse if he can. Well, he will fire at the 4th impulse if there's a target there. So, yeah, it's just working out how fast this bloke is likely to move and trying to work out whether this bloke's going to get onto here, because then he'll start coming down as well. And I think they're worth about 3 points each if they get off the map, off the road there. So, yeah, so that'd be 6 points straight up against me. I've already got points against me here with a wounded bloke who hasn't been bandaged, which is no fun at all. So I'm down about 7 or 8 victory points at the moment, which is not good. So, thank you for coming along again. I hope I haven't screwed it up too bad. I think I have a bit with the tank stuff. It's very entailed. Very entailed with their shooting and their spotting and their doing and their don'ting and all the rest of it. So it would have been nice, let's say, for these machine gun rapids to have the -3 on them. Okay, like we do with the -2 for the running guns and things like that. So yeah, it would have been really nice to have the -3 rather than it just being in the book. But that's what happens, I suppose. Because, you know, we've got the +1 on direct fire for the commanders and stuff like that. So there's no reason why the -3 couldn't have been put on there as well, is my thinking. What other ones have we got? I think with their spot, they could have had a +1 on there as well, seeing as they get +1 if they've got a spotting counter on them. So yeah, it's just little things like that. I think would have made it easier than rather than it being in the book. But other than that, this is going well. I'm enjoying it, mistakes and all. So again, thanks very much. I'll put this up, and then you can have a look and tell me where I screwed up. And if I can fix it, I will. If I can't, stiff. So take care and bye for now.